In a world filled with searches for powerful medicines, expensive treatments, and complicated health programs, it's easy to overlook something incredible. The most powerful protection against many diseases might already be sitting quietly in our kitchens, not in pills, not in bottles, and not in hospitals, but in simple, everyday food. Today, we're not talking about strict diets, fear, or the pressure to eat perfectly. Instead, think of this as a gentle, practical guide to understanding how simple, healthy foods can help protect your body, slow down disease, and support your natural healing process. This is the story of how your body quietly defends you every day, and how food can become your strongest partner in preventing disease. According to the World Health Organization, most chronic diseases are strongly linked to our daily lifestyle habits, especially what we eat, how we move, and how we manage stress. This means prevention doesn't start in a hospital, it starts at home. Before we dive into specific foods, let's understand a very important truth. Most modern diseases don't just appear overnight. They develop slowly, silently, quietly inside the body. For years, someone can look and feel perfectly healthy on the outside, while problems are slowly growing on the inside. This is how most chronic conditions begin. Things like heart disease, type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, fatty liver disease, and many digestive disorders. These illnesses aren't caused by one bad meal or one bad day. They are built slowly by repeated habits. Now, your body is incredibly intelligent. Every single day, it's working hard for you. It repairs damaged cells, controls blood sugar, balances hormones, manages inflammation, and fights off infections. But to do all this work, your body needs raw materials. It needs fuel, it needs nutrients, and food is its primary source. So, why does food play a much bigger role than most people realize? Well, food does so much more than just fill your stomach. Every single meal sends instructions to your body. It tells your cells how to behave. It influences your inflammation levels, your blood sugar balance, your cholesterol production, the health of your gut bacteria, the strength of your immune system, and even how your genes express themselves. Yes, you heard that right. Food can influence your genes. Modern nutritional science often calls this nutritional signaling. Certain nutrients in food can activate protective pathways inside your cells. On the other hand, certain foods can increase what's known as oxidative stress, inflammation, and insulin resistance. To put it simply, some foods quietly protect you, while other foods quietly weaken you. So what does it really mean to prevent disease? Many people think prevention means you'll never get sick at all, but in reality, it's something much more gentle and realistic. It means slowing down harmful processes in the body. It means reducing your risk factors. It means strengthening your body's natural defenses and giving your organs the best possible environment to stay healthy for as long as possible. You don't need to eat perfectly, you just need to eat wisely, more often than not. Now, social media is full of so-called superfoods. You see exotic powders, imported berries, rare roots, and expensive supplements everywhere. But true prevention doesn't require rare or expensive ingredients. In fact, some of the most powerful protective foods are the ones that are common in most homes. Simple foods work because they're eaten regularly. They're affordable, they're familiar, and they fit easily into our daily meals. Long-term health is built on consistency, not on rarity. To really understand how food helps, we need to look at three root problems behind most chronic diseases. First, there's chronic inflammation. Now, inflammation isn't always bad. Your body uses short-term inflammation to fight an infection or heal an injury. But when that inflammation becomes long-term and low-grade, it starts to damage tissues and organs. This chronic inflammation is a key factor in heart disease, diabetes, joint problems, digestive issues, and even the decline of brain health. Many unhealthy diets increase these inflammatory markers in the body, while certain foods can help reduce them. The second root problem is blood sugar imbalance. It's totally normal for your blood sugar to rise after you eat. But when you have repeated sharp spikes in blood sugar day after diet, slowly starts to damage your blood vessels, nerves, kidneys, eyes, and heart. Over time, the body can develop insulin resistance, which is one of the main drivers of type 2 diabetes and metabolic syndrome. The food we eat has a direct and immediate impact on our blood sugar levels. And the third root problem is oxidative stress. Every cell in your body produces waste as it creates energy. Some of this waste comes in the form of unstable molecules called free radicals. When these free radicals overwhelm your body's natural defense system, we get what's called oxidative stress. This process can accelerate aging and damage your DNA, proteins, and cell membranes. Your diet plays a huge role in controlling this, as many foods are packed with antioxidants that help neutralize these harmful free radicals. So, how do we tie this all together? Think of your daily meals as a quiet protection system. It's not a magic cure or an emergency tool. It's a slow, steady shield that you build over time. Each time you eat foods that are rich in fiber, vitamins, minerals, natural antioxidants, and powerful plant compounds, you are giving your body the tools it needs to do its job. You're helping it lower inflammation, improve insulin sensitivity, strengthen your immune response, and protect your cells from damage. This protection works gradually. It's invisible from day to day, but over weeks, months, and years, it is incredibly powerful. The small, simple choices you make at the dinner table add up to become your greatest defense. It's a beautiful partnership between you and your body, working together for a healthier future. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this helpful, be sure to like and subscribe for more. The gut, where disease prevention truly begins. Inside your digestive system lives a massive ecosystem, trillions of bacteria. This community is called the gut microbiome. Your gut bacteria influence digestion, immune response, inflammation, mental health, and metabolic health. When your gut bacteria are healthy and diverse, your entire body functions better. When your gut bacteria are damaged by poor diet, stress, and lack of fiber, the risk of disease increases. Food directly feeds your gut bacteria. Not you, them, fiber, plant compounds, and natural carbohydrates are their main food. Highly processed foods starve healthy bacteria and feed harmful strains. Why processed food increases disease risk? Highly processed foods usually contain refined sugars, refined flours, unhealthy fats, artificial additives, and very little fiber. Over time, this pattern quietly damages the body. Not immediately, but steadily. The most important rule of preventive nutrition: there is one simple rule that protects your health more than any complicated plan. Eat foods that still look like food. Vegetables still look like vegetables. Fruits still look like fruits. Beans still look like beans. Whole grains still look like grains. The closer your food is to its natural form, the more protective nutrients remain inside. The first protective group, vegetables. Vegetables are the foundation of disease prevention. They contain fiber, vitamin C, vitamin A, vitamin K, folate, potassium, magnesium, and thousands of plant chemicals that protect your cells. Vegetables reduce inflammation, oxidative stress, and cholesterol absorption. They also improve gut health. Dark green vegetables. Examples include spinach, kale, bok choy, mustard greens. These vegetables support blood vessel health, eye health, and immune function. They are especially rich in folate and carotenoids, which help protect DNA and reduce cellular damage. Cruciferous vegetables. These include broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, Brussels sprouts. They contain special compounds that support the liver's detoxification system. This helps the body remove harmful substances more efficiently. A healthier liver means better hormone balance, better fat metabolism, and lower toxic burden. The second protective group, fruits. Fruits are often misunderstood. Some people fear fruit because of natural sugar, but fruit contains fiber, water, and protective compounds that slow sugar absorption. Whole fruit is very different from fruit juice. Fruit supports immune defense, blood vessel function, and inflammation control. Berries are among the most powerful antioxidant foods. They protect cells from oxidative damage. They improve blood vessel flexibility. They support brain health. Even small servings, eaten regularly, offer protective benefits. Citrus fruits, oranges, mandarins, lemons, and pomelos provide vitamin C, flavonoids, hydration. Vitamin C supports immune cells and helps regenerate other antioxidants inside the body. The third protective group, whole grains. Whole grains include brown rice, oats, barley, millet, whole wheat, and corn. Whole grains contain the entire grain kernel, the bran, the germ, and the endosperm. This structure provides fiber, B vitamins, minerals, and healthy plant compounds. Whole grains improve insulin sensitivity, gut health, and cholesterol levels. They reduce the risk of heart disease and metabolic disorders. The fourth protective group, beans and legumes. Beans, lentils, and peas are some of the most powerful disease-preventing foods in the world. They provide plant protein, fiber, iron, magnesium, and potassium. Beans stabilize blood sugar, feed beneficial gut bacteria, reduce LDL cholesterol, and improve satiety. They are especially important for people trying to prevent diabetes and heart disease. The fifth protective group, nuts and seeds. Nuts and seeds contain healthy fats, plant protein, vitamin E, magnesium, and anti-inflammatory compounds. They support heart health, blood vessel elasticity, and metabolic balance. A small handful per day is enough. The sixth protective group, healthy fats. Not all fats are harmful. Healthy fats protect the body. They help absorb fat-soluble vitamins. They support hormone production. They reduce chronic inflammation. Sources include olive oil, avocado, nuts, seeds, and fatty fish. Healthy fats improve cholesterol profiles, insulin sensitivity, and cardiovascular function. The seventh protective group, natural protein sources. Protein supports muscle maintenance, immune function, and tissue repair. Healthy protein sources include fish, eggs, beans, tofu, nuts, seeds, and moderate amounts of lean meats. The key is balance and quality. Why water also matters in disease prevention. Hydration supports digestion, circulation, kidney function, and toxin elimination. Many people confuse thirst with hunger. Chronic dehydration can increase fatigue, headaches, and digestive discomfort. Simple water intake supports the entire metabolic system. The psychological side of healthy eating. Food also affects mood. The gut and brain communicate constantly. This connection is often called the gut-brain axis. When your diet supports your gut microbiome, it also supports emotional regulation, stress response, and mental clarity. Healthy food is not only physical medicine, it is emotional support. In the first part of this guide, we learned a simple truth. Food is not a cure, but it is a powerful daily defense. You may not control your genes, but you can control what you eat today. In this next part, we're going to go deeper. We will explore exactly how simple foods can help prevent heart disease, diabetes, high blood pressure, fatty liver disease, and chronic inflammation. We'll also build a gentle, practical daily eating structure that anyone can follow, without strict rules, without fear, and without expensive ingredients. Just simple food, quietly protecting your body. Welcome to Part 2 of How to Prevent Disease with Simple, Healthy Foods. In Part 1, we learned that food isn't magic, and it's not a cure, but it is one of the strongest daily tools your body can use to protect itself. Around the world, most long-term illnesses now come from the same group of conditions: heart disease, diabetes, high blood pressure, fatty liver disease, and chronic inflammation. According to the World Health Organization, these chronic diseases are responsible for the majority of preventable deaths worldwide, and diet plays a central role in both risk and protection. In this part, we will gently explore how simple foods can help prevent the most common diseases that quietly affect millions. No fear, no extreme diets, no expensive ingredients, only daily food. Let's start with the heart. Heart disease doesn't begin in the heart. It begins in the blood vessels, with slow damage to the lining of your arteries. It begins with inflammation, excess cholesterol, blood sugar imbalance, and long-term stress on the circulatory system. So, the goal of preventive eating for heart health is simple: reduce inflammation, protect blood vessels, improve cholesterol balance, and support healthy blood flow. So, how does food protect your blood vessels? The inner lining of your blood vessels is called the endothelium. This delicate layer controls how wide your blood vessels open, how well blood flows, and how easily plaque can form. When your diet is rich in fiber, antioxidants, and healthy fats, this lining becomes stronger and more flexible. But when your diet is rich in refined sugar, refined flour, and unhealthy fats, this lining becomes inflamed and damaged. So, what are some simple foods that support heart health? First, vegetables, especially leafy greens. Leafy greens provide potassium, which helps regulate blood pressure, nitrates that support blood vessel relaxation, and antioxidants that protect artery walls. You can easily use things like spinach, bok choy, water spinach, lettuce, or mustard greens. Next up, whole grains. Whole grains reduce LDL cholesterol and improve insulin sensitivity. They also provide steady energy without causing rapid blood sugar spikes. Simple choices include brown rice, oats, millet, and whole grain bread. Beans and lentils are also fantastic. They reduce cholesterol absorption in the gut, stabilize blood sugar, and improve the balance of your gut bacteria. Even just 3 to 4 servings per week can support long-term heart health. Then we have nuts and seeds. These contain unsaturated fats, vitamin E, and magnesium nutrients that support artery flexibility and reduce inflammation. A small handful per day is enough. And finally, olive oil and other natural plant oils. Replacing animal fat and processed oils with plant-based oils helps improve cholesterol patterns. But use them gently. More oil does not mean more benefit. I want to highlight the quiet power of fiber for the heart. Fiber is one of the most powerful protective nutrients. It binds to cholesterol in the digestive system, reduces inflammation, and slows sugar absorption. You find it in vegetables, fruits, beans, whole grains, and seeds. In fact, fiber intake is one of the strongest predictors of heart disease prevention. Now let's move on to preventing type 2 diabetes with everyday food. Type 2 diabetes doesn't appear suddenly. It develops slowly as the body becomes less sensitive to insulin, a condition called insulin resistance. When insulin resistance increases, blood sugar remains higher for longer after meals. Over time, this damages blood vessels, nerves, kidneys, eyes, and the heart. So, preventing diabetes focuses on one central goal: keeping blood sugar stable. And here's the thing: blood sugar spikes are the real problem. It's not just sugar that raises blood sugar. Refined flour, white bread, sweet drinks, and ultra-processed snacks also raise it very quickly. The faster your blood sugar rises, the harder your pancreas must work. Repeated stress on the pancreas slowly weakens its ability to produce insulin properly. So what are some simple foods that protect your blood sugar balance? Beans and legumes are one of the best foods for diabetes prevention. They digest slowly, contain resistant starch, feed beneficial gut bacteria, and improve insulin sensitivity. You should also choose whole grains instead of refined ones. Whole grains slow down digestion and reduce sharp glucose spikes. So choose brown rice instead of white rice, and whole oats instead of instant refined cereals. Try to include vegetables at every meal. Vegetables act as a natural blood sugar buffer, adding fiber and volume without a high glucose load. Starting your meal with vegetables often lowers the total glucose response of the entire meal. Also, choose whole fruits instead of juice. Whole fruits contain fiber that slows sugar absorption. Fruit juice removes this protective structure. Eating fruit is protective. Drinking fruit juice behaves more like sugar water. Healthy fats also play a role. Small amounts of healthy fat from nuts, seeds, avocado, or olive oil can slow gastric emptying and reduce the speed of sugar absorption. Your gut bacteria are also important. They influence glucose metabolism, inflammation, and insulin sensitivity. High-fiber foods feed beneficial bacteria that produce compounds which directly improve your metabolic health. Finally, let's talk about preventing high blood pressure naturally. High blood pressure often develops quietly. Many people feel completely normal while their blood vessels are under continuous stress. Over time, high blood pressure damages arteries, kidneys, eyes, and the heart muscle. Preventive nutrition for blood pressure focuses on reducing excess sodium, increasing potassium, and improving blood vessel relaxation. Why is potassium so important? Potassium helps balance sodium in the body. It supports nerve signaling, muscle contraction, and blood vessel tone. Potassium-rich foods include leafy greens, bananas, sweet potatoes, beans, and squash. Simple foods that support healthy blood pressure include, again, vegetables and fruits, which provide potassium, antioxidants, and hydration. Beans and lentils are great sources of potassium, magnesium, and fiber. Whole grains improve endothelial function and support metabolic balance. And finally, using natural herbs and spices instead of salt helps reduce your overall sodium intake without losing flavor. So, as we've seen, simple, everyday foods can be incredibly powerful tools for protecting your long-term health. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this helpful, please like and subscribe for more gentle, practical health guides. See you in the next video. Did you know that most of the sodium in our diets doesn't come from the salt shaker? It's hiding in packaged foods, instant meals, processed meats, and sauces. These foods are a triple threat, often combining high levels of sodium, sugar, and unhealthy fats. This dangerous trio is a major reason why high blood pressure is on the rise. But it's not just our blood pressure we need to worry about. There's a silent epidemic happening right now. Fatty liver disease. It's becoming incredibly common, and it happens when too much fat builds up inside your liver cells. Your liver is a powerhouse organ. It manages fat metabolism, stores glucose for energy, detoxifies your body, and processes hormones. When fat clogs up the liver, all these vital functions start to fail. So what's causing this damage? The biggest culprits are diets high in refined carbohydrates, sugary drinks, ultra-processed snacks, and excessive saturated fats. These foods kick your liver into overdrive, forcing it to turn sugar into fat through a process called de novo lipogenesis. Essentially, your liver starts making more fat than it can handle. But the good news is, you can protect your liver with simple, everyday foods. Let's start with vegetables. They are packed with antioxidants that reduce oxidative stress in your liver and support its natural detoxification pathways. And here's a surprising one: coffee. Unsweetened coffee, without sugar or cream, is actually linked to lower fat accumulation and better liver enzyme levels. Whole grains and legumes like beans and lentils are fantastic too. They improve your body's sensitivity to insulin and help reduce the amount of fat your liver produces. And don't forget healthy fats. Swapping refined oils for unsaturated fats from sources like avocados and nuts supports healthier lipid metabolism in the liver. Now, a common misconception is that fatty liver disease is just a weight problem. But that's not the whole story. Liver fat is deeply connected to your diet and insulin resistance. You don't have to lose a massive amount of weight to see a difference. Even small, positive changes to what you eat can significantly reduce liver fat. Let's talk about another silent threat: chronic inflammation. This isn't the kind of inflammation you feel when you sprain your ankle. It's a low-grade, persistent irritation that quietly damages your tissues over time. It's a major driver behind many chronic conditions, including heart disease, diabetes, arthritis, digestive disorders, and even neurodegenerative diseases. You might not even know it's happening, but it's there. So, how do we calm this internal fire? With food, of course. Load up on vegetables and fruits. They're rich in compounds like polyphenols, carotenoids, and vitamin C, which directly reduce inflammatory signals inside your cells. Omega-3 fatty acids are also your best friend. You can find them in fatty fish like sardines and mackerel, or in plant-based sources like flax seeds and chia seeds. These fats help regulate your body's inflammatory pathways. Whole grains and legumes come to the rescue again, as they help balance your gut microbiome, which has a direct line of communication with your body's inflammatory response. Nuts and seeds are another great addition. Consuming them regularly has been shown to lower markers of systemic inflammation. Just as important as adding these good foods is reducing the ones that fuel the fire. The most pro-inflammatory foods are refined carbohydrates, added sugars, deep-fried items, processed meats, and trans fats. Honestly, cutting back on these is often more powerful than just adding anti-inflammatory foods. It's about tipping the balance in your favor. Feeling overwhelmed? Thinking you need some complicated meal plan? You really don't. Let me share a simple, powerful structure for your daily plate. Imagine your plate is divided into sections. Fill half of it with a variety of colorful vegetables. 1/4 should be your protein source, think beans, fish, eggs, tofu, or lean meat. The last 1/4 is for whole grains or starchy vegetables, like quinoa or sweet potatoes. Then, just add a small amount of healthy fat, like a drizzle of olive oil or a sprinkle of seeds. For snacks or dessert, reach for fruit. And throughout the day, drink plenty of water. That's it. Keep it simple. This brings me to a crucial point. Consistency matters so much more than perfection. Your health isn't built on one perfect meal or a week-long detox. It's the result of thousands of small choices you make every day. Your body adapts to your long-term patterns. A slightly better meal, day after day, slowly builds a powerful shield against disease. Don't aim for perfection. Aim for progress. Finally, let's touch on our emotional relationship with food. So many of us struggle because we think healthy eating has to be strict, boring, and joyless. But that's a recipe for failure. If your meals feel like a punishment, you're not going to stick with them. joy, and satisfaction are essential. Simple, delicious foods, cooked with care and eaten mindfully, can nourish both your body and your soul. Food is culture, food is connection, food is part of our emotional well-being. So, what have we learned today? We've seen how simple whole foods can quietly protect your body from some of the most common modern diseases: high blood pressure, fatty liver disease, chronic inflammation, and more. The beautiful thing about nutrition is that the same basic principles protect multiple systems at once. You don't need a different diet for your heart, your liver, and your joints. A simple, balanced plate of real food works. It's magic everywhere. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more tips on living a healthier, happier life. See you in the next video.